Well done. Here we go for the Sunday press conference. NED Whisky, Tasmania SuperSprint, picking up every single point he could just about on his way out of Tassie's Shane van Gisbergen. Well done, mate. Even getting some fast lap points in there too. So leaving Tassie a happy man?
Oh, it's been an awesome weekend, especially in qualifying pace-wise. We struggled a bit yesterday, and I've never been the best qualifier, but Andrew had some good ideas and tried a few things today, and my car was awesome in qualifying, and to do it on the first lap, which obviously was my undoing in the second quali, but my car was super strong. And then in the races, we had to do it the hard way in a couple of them, but the braking on my car was really good and was able to do some good passes under brakes.
I was surprised by what you said in Pertec Victory Lane about some of the tactics that you're using.
I regret saying that.
I was going to say, it's strange of you to give away much of your game plan like that. What was the thinking behind that?
Yeah, I regret saying it.
Is there anything else that you're going to walk away from here and go, okay, we need to improve on that? Or is it just that the next track is a track that's probably going to suit these cars more?
No, I really, we always have something to improve on and something to get better at, and procedural, we could have managed qualifying better. Like, there's always so many things to improve. I've got a huge list already for try and get better, but the Grand Prix's been, it's been a Scotty track for the last few years, so I'm sure these guys will be super quick as well, and they're going to be tough to beat, that's for sure. But that track, looking at the map, is going to be epic. Some fast corners that, they're saying are easy flat. In a F1 car, they probably won't be flat in our cars. It's going to be pretty cool there, I think.
And something pretty cool on the horizon even before that for you coming up. Tell us about it.
Oh yeah, doing the first round of the Australian Rally Championship next week. It's going to be a bit of fun. It's a massive challenge, and I've jumped right into the deep end in the top class, best car and everything. So I've got no excuses, but I don't go there with any expectations. I just want to have fun and learn and hopefully get the opportunity to do more. I love rally. It's what I grew up around, and I'm probably going to get my ass kicked, but have a ball doing it, and hopefully do more in the future.
Well done. Cool, mate. Congratulations this weekend.
Thank
Hey,
you.
Will, nice job. Can you talk us through how that race panned out for you, and some good qualifying speed as well?
Obviously great to have a good weekend. Obviously this morning's race was a little disappointing, but otherwise it's been a really strong couple of days. So ultimately quali was obviously a pretty full-on session. It was going to be tight there with Shane, the lap he was on, but either way, my lap was very good. We were going to be on the front row there, hundredths between us. So the race didn't obviously quite go to plan at the start, and but we fought back, and both of us here on the podium, and Shane's done an amazing job. He's been faultless, been too good, but we will no doubt look into it and see what we can do to try and fight back.
Strategy-wise, would it have been better to go longer in that last one, do you think, rather than the earlier stop?
Hard to know, but by the time I went back 3 or 4 spots, obviously Shane pulled a great move. We had a little touch, and then Todd Hazelwood sort of fired at him pretty hard at the last corner, and we interlocked wheels, and it was all going on. So then I lost quite a bit of track position, and I got buried a little bit. So I was pretty keen to somehow get out of there, and we went reasonably aggressive. We sort of know our cars better at the end of the race than certainly early. I think it worked pretty well. I pushed really hard, and we jumped obviously Hazelwood and Reynolds, and then still had a pretty good tyre at the end. So we certainly have some strengths. We have a lot of positive things that traditionally, a circuit that we know T8 and T8 cars are very, very strong. So a lot of positives to take out of here, and we'll press on. Yeah, Shane did a good job, and I don't know what more can I say about that in the early laps. It was good racing, but I wasn't good enough.
Okay, mate. Well done this weekend.
Cheers.
Bit of silverware to take back. Anton, you're leaving Tassie, happy man, sad man, indifferent?
It's okay, yeah. Don't know, probably the same as I rolled in here. Always pretty much the same. Yeah, doesn't change too much.
Looking forward to the Grand Prix, track that's probably going to suit the Mustangs?
We'll find out. I think it will probably be a bit stronger there than here, just the style of track and the strengths of our car. But, I mean, a fair bit's changed too, so how much that changes, the philosophy in the cars and previous data and all that stuff, we'll find out. And I've obviously never been there in this car, and it's been a couple of years since anyone's been there, so we'll see how that all rolls out. But looking forward to it. It's going to be really cool.
You spend a lot of time in cars at Norwell, just doing laps and different cars and 86s and whatever you can to get some seat time. What Shane's doing next week, doing a rally, do you find that interesting? You'd like to do some more stuff like that, and does it give a driver an advantage at all?
Yeah, like obviously Super Jar is a pretty cool experience. You know, any time you get to do something like that, I think it's really cool. I mean, I'll put my hand up straight away. I don't think it gives obviously an advantage for what we do. It's a very different style of racing, but still a super cool experience that obviously I think any of us would want to do at some point through our career.
Question from out there in the world, but if there was one thing that you were going to do outside of supercars that you would like to have a crack in, just curious to know what it is. Shane's doing a rally next week. Is there anything that you'd like?
Anything. There's a lot of options. I mean, anything realistic or anything like what's the option? Like what's the how much budget we got?
Infinite budget. You're going to go racing somewhere in Australia next week. What do you want to do?
I think for me, doing some like big enduro GT stuff would be probably the first thing I'd want to do. Obviously, it's the closest thing to what we probably do now. Mm-hmm. So it's not too left field, but yeah, I mean, anything's cool. Any cool tracks, any cool cars, you know, whatever it is, we're all gonna have a crack. I think most of us would want to do that if opportunity rises.
Cool, fair enough. All right, I've got a microphone and I'll pass it around.
Congratulations, Shane. This result sees you pass McLaughlin and Tander in win tallies, so bragging rights for you, mate. But yeah, what's it like for you to pass big names like that? What's your thoughts?
As I said yesterday, not much at the moment, but yeah, it's cool to not only guys I respect a lot, but mates, and you know, Garth was someone I looked up to. Even when I started, you know, he was always really fast, winning a lot, exceptional qualifier, and then getting to know him the last few years has been pretty cool. So yeah, it's special, but the records mean nothing yet, but I'm sure later they will.
And Marcus Ambrose, after you did make those comments about your tactics, he did say not only are you driving the wheels off the thing, you also got the upper hand on mind games. We're seeing you do moves like sort of faking to the left, moving to the right. What's your thoughts on that? Do you reckon you've got the upper hand there as well?
I don't think it's mind games. I just think it's hard racing and racecraft, you know, and these guys are really good to race against, you know. There's some smokies who keep appearing up on the grid and you just have to be mindful and learn them. But yeah, nowadays everyone up the front's really good racing, and you know, the stuff yesterday, if people tried to give it back today, you know, you expect it. You know, it's the way that corner is. You miss the apex and leave 2 car widths, but that's the race line, and you all choose to leave the hole, and you know, I chose to fill it today, and then straight away in this morning's race, everyone's taken the inside and changed their lines. So, you know, I think it's just part racing. I don't think it's mind games. We're all just going hard, and you see everyone learning every race and trying different stuff, and you know, that pass on Will, he tried to block, but I don't know, it just, yeah, I don't know, gave him no option really, but to me it's racing.
For you again, Shane. You've been dominant really here in Tassie for a long time. It's been a happy hunting ground for you. You're back next year in a Camaro. Is it like a sad sort of end of a chapter for you and Holden's here at Simmons?
Yeah, it's obviously been a successful track for us as a team and the Holdens, so of course we'll miss that. But actually tomorrow I'm driving the Gen 3 car for, I think I'm doing the first hour or 2 before flying out, and look forward to trying out the new cars, and had a quick sample Friday morning, and the car feels completely different to how I drove it 2 weeks ago, and well, maybe it was longer, but yeah, excited to see how tomorrow goes. And yeah, I will miss these cars at this track, but I'm sure next year's cars will be better. Like the moves that they're making, things that they're doing to the Gen 3 are all positive, yeah.
Is there a part of you that thinks maybe the party might be over here in Tassie?
Oh, the party's just begun. It's Sunday night. Let's go.
Just on Gen 3 for a sec, there was a lot of work, obviously, to get the cars a bit more ergonomically comfortable in the last few weeks, and that little test that you've had, and does it feel a little bit better already?
Oh yeah, it's not perfect because it's not just set for me. You know, there's a few people driving it. If it was my car, I'd make it a little bit different again, but the biggest problem is vision, but mainly it's because we can see so much in what we've got now. We might have to adapt, but yeah, the car has some things that we still need to keep evolving, but the biggest thing is how hard they're all pushing, changes are happening, and I think we all struggle for vision in both brands, and done some things to make it better, and you just want it to be raceable, hard to drive. I think they're doing all the right things.
Okay, have fun tomorrow. Thanks, guys. Well
Cheers.
done.
Thank you.